Hello, third grade. This is Miss Smith. Today for writing, we're going to be working on our fairy tale adaptations and we're going to be planning scenes. So, what we've covered so far in how to write a fairy tale adaptation is knowing the classic story and telling it often, deciding on a change to improve the story, making a character with traits and wants who runs into trouble, and we've made the change lead to other changes, kind of like a domino effect. So today what we're going to be working on is telling the story in 2 to 3 scenes in small moments. So before we start making our own scene planning page, I wanted to show you one that was done by another third grader. First, the little dog runs across the field. Then the gnome tries to follow, but finally he hits his head. Final words, I guess he learned not to be greedy, the dog said. So this student was adapting the fairy tale, The Three Billy Goats Gruff, and he just wrote out very quickly what his scenes are going to be. And it was only in 4 pictures. So let's give it a try. We're going to tell our story in 2 to 3 scenes, in small moments. What we've talked about so far in our story, in our fairy tale of Cinderella Bookworm, was the background that Cinderella was mistreated. They made her work really hard. She loves to read. The first scene was going to be when she gets the invitation to save a library. And the trouble she gets into is that she can't go and the stepsisters don't care. We didn't talk about the ending yet, but we'll worry about that later. So we're telling the story in 2 to 3 scenes.
Hello, third grade. This is Miss Smith. So for our fairy tale adaptation, we're going to make a planning page today with 3 scenes, 3 small moments. So I already went ahead and wrote our title on the top, one that the teachers are doing, which is Cinderella Bookworm. I wrote the title. Okay, I'm good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a planning strategy at the bottom of each picture just to help guide where I want my pictures to go. So what I'm going to make sure that I have in the first box is my setting. I want to make sure that I show the characters. And then for my next small moment, I want to make sure that I show the characters and the problem in my fairy tale. And for the third one, I want to make sure that I show the setting, definitely the characters, and I want to show the solution. Okay, so now that I've planned it out, it kind of gives me an idea of how I'm going to get going with my 3 scenes. Okay, so remember, this is not art, this is writing, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, just try your best. Okay, so we talked about in Cinderella Bookworm how at the beginning of the story she's folding laundry and she loves books. So I'm going to draw a picture of Cinderella. Maybe she's wearing an apron. She's working, she's got the laundry on the floor. She's got the socks and she's putting it all neatly in a pile. And she's just daydreaming to herself about books because she loves books so much. Little heart. And then I have my character here, and I'm gonna really quickly draw that setting, which I know is gonna take place in the library because remember she gets that invitation to save the library, so I'm gonna just draw library really right over here. Okay, so I showed the setting, I showed the character, and I stepsisters do not want her to go. They don't want to let her go to the library. So again, it's going to be Cinderella, and it's going to be her three stepsisters, and all three of them are saying, no, you cannot go. That's the problem in our fairy tale Cinderella bookworm. No, you cannot go, they all say. Like a speech bubble. Big speech bubble. So basically, the library is now, I know, she can't go to the library anymore. And her face isn't going to be happy anymore. She's going to here's the problem. They think it's funny, so they're smiling. They're very, very evil. Right? Okay, so we have our characters, stepsisters and Cinderella, and then we have the problem. Now, for the last scene, I want to, again, write about the setting and my characters and talk about a solution. We didn't really talk about a solution yet for this story, but what I was thinking was, how about instead of having a fairy godmother, she could have a fairy godmother that gives her a new invitation, or a book fairy that comes and gives her a new invitation. Just voila, gives her a new invitation. So, for the last one, I'm going to add the library again because I do want her to get to the library at the end of the story. So I'm going to draw the library. Again, like a castle with these doors. And I'm going to draw Cinderella, my main character, being happy again, because the solution is going to make the main character happy at the end, hopefully. And I'm going to draw the book fairy. I think I'm going to draw her having like pages from a book as her wings. And she's going to magically make her a new invitation to go to save the library. Okay, and I have my characters, my setting, and my solution, which is going to be the book fairy giving Cinderella a new invitation. Okay, so now I have my planning page with 3 scenes, and I want you to give it a try now with your story. You're doing an adaptation of The Three Billy Goats or Little Red Riding Hood, so I'm excited to see what you guys come up with for your 3 scenes. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, so for today, you're going to make a planning page with 3 scenes from your fairy tale adaptation. Your worksheet's going to look like this. So you'll have 3 pictures, and I just put on the bottom little notations that could help you get started on what should be in each scene. Okay, so the secret word for our video today is library. Make sure you write that on the page today. So happy learning. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Bye-bye.